What's going on, guys? Chewy here, and today I just want to make a short kind of video essay type of video discussing how growth, especially human growth, specifically human growth, is one of the most beautiful things one can experience in life. Whether that growth is physical, spiritual, or emotional, we have all experienced growth and evolution to some capacity in our lives. Most recently, for me, that would be moving to college, a pivot in a majority of people's careers, lives. If you haven't gone to college or you're not going to go to college, a comparable thing I would think is switching to a new school or just moving in general. You get placed in a whole new environment that's completely alien to you, and you don't really know what to do because you don't really know anyone. However, some people are lucky enough to go to school, college, move with a friend, myself included. So I didn't really have to deal with not knowing anyone. But that battle that many of us fight with, like social anxiety, trying to make a new friend, that is growth, because we gotta get out of the comfort zone to make new friends, especially because we're grown now. We aren't the little kids watching SpongeBob on the couch at 8 a.m. on a weekend. We are now grown adults that have to make connections and make friends, and we don't have anyone to walk us through that much anymore, and that's growth. Like when you go do your laundry for the first time on your campus and you have no idea what to do because your mom always did the laundry for you, that's growth. That rush that you get when you go to your first party because you're experiencing that kind of adrenaline, because you know you're doing something you shouldn't be doing, but you're going to do it anyway. That's growth. One specific form of growth that I want to talk about because it's personal to me is physical. I mean, think about it. Ever since we were young, we were being taught the growth and evolution of nature. We all had that one time where in first grade, kindergarten, sometime in elementary, where we were learning the life cycle of a caterpillar, and we would watch the caterpillar grow. Some of us had those little caterpillar nets, and then we would watch the caterpillar eat, grow in the cocoon, and eventually go through metamorphosis and become a butterfly. Not only that, but if you know me personally, you know that I love Pokemon. I don't have my camera on for this video, but literally right behind me, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Pokemon figures and counting. Many of us that were fans of Pokemon at a young age could confirm that Pokemon has a lot of evolution and growth in the series, games, card games, etc. There's 3-tier evolutions, so 1, 2, 3 Pokemon. The first would be the baby, the middle would be kind of teenager looking one, and the last would be the adult. Now this isn't applied to all evolutions, this is most, and it's pretty commonplace. My favorite example of this would be the Impidimp line, with Impidimp being a cute little goblin baby. Look at his little pink guy. Morgrim being a little edgy dude with a sword for his hair. It's kind of like a spear more than a sword. And Grimmsnarl being this badass gremlin looking thing. This, of course, is severely oversimplified concept of modern human life. We as humans have way more than just 3 stages in our life. I don't even think it's possible for anyone to explain human life in just a numeral stage. We have so many unique experiences and times and eras in our life that it's just hard to describe in that way. Each life is so different and unique, and though we may all share experiences, we experience those said experiences in different orders, and that order is what makes us, us. These experiences include trauma, triumphs, and trials, such as our first heartbreak, our first victory, our first true friendship, our first time failing a test. Just a few common experiences that we all have at different points in our lives. Still going on about physical change. Another very common thing I see amongst my generation, that being Gen Z, especially with men, is gym going, which hits the physical and mental aspect of growth. However, with the rise of social media over the past decade and a half, And with Gen Z having such young access to that at like 8, the youngest I've seen is like kids on Snapchat at like 5. Not 5, like 5th grade, 4th grade, even then pretty young. And then we see all these influencers and content creators that are like all these preppy girls and pretty guys with hour-shaped bodies and V-lines. And that's just like not the standard of beauty. Like that's not the average person. But those are the people that get like pushed on social media platforms the most. So it's who we see the most on social media. So that's what our brains think is the usual. However, it is not. Now, by no means am I saying that working out to strictly look better is bad. Not at all. I myself got into working out because one of my friends handed me one of those little forearm grip things in my sophomore economics class. And I spammed that during class, and eventually I felt my forearms getting sore, and I was like, wait, I kind of like this feeling. So then I started working out. But next thing I know, I'm 50 pounds heavier than I was before and no longer underweight. So that's good. But back to the point, many people have started working out with hopes of being accepted and validated, which isn't inherently wrong. We all have a deep need of wanting to fit in. Just the beauty standard has shifted so much into an unrealistic, unobtainable body. And many people are chasing after said body. But this is hard to achieve because these influencers and content creators are often on drugs, surgery, really, really, really crazy diets, and it's just unhealthy to try to attain something that you shouldn't want. One, because it's not really natural, and two, it's not needed. Not everyone needs to have a V-liner or an hour-shaped body, but if you want it and you get it, great for you. It's just that should not be the standard of beauty, in my opinion. Hence, the gym is where one should go to grow both their mental and physical strengths rather than going there because they're comparing themselves to someone they see on an Instagram feed. Another form of growth that I've been exposed to a lot is spiritual. Though myself am not religious, I grew up in a very religious family and have a lot of religious friends, specifically Christians. And in that time, I used to be religious, and I read a very large chunk of the King James Christian Bible. I do not believe anyone needs to have religion to have good morals. I do, however, believe that religion does help grant and like place good morals, and it's a good moral compass. I've just seen religion change a lot of people's lives, though I do not believe in any higher power that interacts with us specifically. I can clearly see the influence of the scripture and literature on people. Like I've seen people that used to be alcoholics, drug addicts, or like abusers go into church and step out changed, and that's good. That's growth. Spiritual growth helps a lot of people. The spiritual growth I've witnessed is a miracle, no doubt. I've seen there's this one kid who was like very hooked on, I think it was a hard drug. So I don't remember what hard drug, but he was hooked. And then his friend invited him to church one day, and then he went, and then he was like, wait, why am I not doing this hard drug? And then he stopped, and then he started going to church. That's some growth. That's really good growth. Unfortunately, I'm not very well versed in other religious groups. I just know what I have personally witnessed, really, or researched. But I do have many friends of many religions. I just haven't really witnessed much of it yet, because most of my life I was surrounded by Christian people because that's who my family wanted me to be surrounded by, mostly. Not that they didn't want me to have other friends, it's just like who they hung out with, so it was who I was going to meet, you know? Mental growth is also very important. Mental growth could happen in a numerous amount of ways. Some people need therapy to help strengthen their mental fortitude. which is good. You need to do that. If you need to do that, you need to do that. And I highly recommend going to therapy if you haven't and you think you need it. It's very helpful, actually. Certain situations can also help you go through mental growth. Specifically, one I've specifically gone through is when you click with someone and you really like get that person, you and the person will grow together. Some of my best friends, I've like seen them grow and change over our lives, and they've changed. Like, to them it seems minuscule, but to me, like, I can be like, damn, this is drastic in comparison to 4 or 5 years ago. Because when you're with people that you like and talk to, and you're gonna talk to them about your issues and stuff, and they're gonna talk to you about their issues and stuff, and you're gonna grow together as people. And it helps to have someone like that in your life. Some people express their growth through a output, like I'm putting my growth and expressing it through this channel, because I just want to, like, when I'm older, I want to have something to go look back on, so I can be like, wow, look how much I've changed. Well, now I'm saying all this to say, look how much I've changed since 5 years ago. In like 10 years, unless YouTube gets like absolutely nuked by something, I could come back here and see how much I've changed. I mean, there's Fortnite gameplay on this. I doubt Fortnite is going to be around in 10 years. If it is, oh my god, please die already. I want to stop spending money on anime skins, please. Other people express their growth through other various art forms, such as drawing, painting, sketching, stuff like that. I had a few friends that were in art classes that expressed mental health issues through art, and it was really beautiful. I don't have access to those paintings, and I wouldn't put them up because I would ask for permission first, obviously, and even then I wouldn't want to put my friends online without their permission. But like, it's really beautiful, like, to see how everyone expresses like anxiety or depression in different ways. Like, some people may experience anxiety as like an attack, while others, it's more like a firefly, not a firefly, a mosquito just biting at you, swat it away. Everyone experiences it differently because we all have different experiences, like I previously stated. And mental growth, I would say mental growth might be one of the hardest ones to accomplish, because it's just hard to change sometimes, especially your mental, like, especially when you're placed in like a new environment. Like I said, college, you have to, like, sometimes you got to change your mental and get out of your comfort zone, get out there, and your brain will be like screaming at you like, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this. You got to do it, man. You got to make friends, you got to reach out, you got to talk, you got to go out. That pretty much sums it up. I just wanted to discuss what I think is the most beautiful aspect of life. That, as I said, I think growth is an evolution, and it's nice to see how people evolve themselves. Not humankind as a whole, but as individuals. It's nice to see how individuals change over time. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. This is Shui, signing out.